The Matrix is not true reality. It is not what our senses or our intellect tells us it is. The Matrix is an artificial form of implied reality for the purpose of selling things to us or influencing and controlling us. It is presented to us by those who have an agenda, and everyone has some agenda. We can discern reality from fantasy, whether this fantasy is made up of urban legends, advertisements, political or religious programming, social media, rumors, or other form. These illusions are presented as reality. Can we avoid the Matrix? One good strategy is to slow time down. Slow everything down. Refrain from reacting to every circumstance, but respond to it. We can be in a mentally balanced frame, and when a circumstance pulls us away from our balance, we can adjust accordingly to return to balance. This mindset can apply to all circumstances to ensure we are always prepared for all occasions, or at least we can respond to any circumstance calmly and logically by returning to balance. Not reacting to every external stimulus, not having an emotional reaction to everything, but responding to it. Not giving in to knee-jerk reactions due to emotions, conditioning, or fears. Contemplating our actions before doing them. Not getting on roller coaster rides or reactive autopilot. Avoiding reactionary decisions that go down the path of instantaneous gratification and look more towards the big picture or end game. We can work towards big prize gratification that can be achieved through focus and effort, not giving in to taking shortcuts. Remaining detached from the Matrix. We need to assume power over our lives, including emotions and feelings. Using logic to base our decisions on and deal with situations that affect us, especially stressful or important decisions. Maintain self-control and remain open to all possibilities in decision-making. In every situation, we should ask ourselves, can I control this? Or do I have power over this obstacle? If you don't, no matter how important the result may be, or how much others or the media tells you it is, there is no point in stressing ourselves out by dwelling on something in which we have no control and hitting our heads against a wall. For those things we can control, we can take action on them and be accountable for our own life and create our own opportunities. There may not be a line of people assembling outside our door with opportunities to present to us, so take action, even small actions. Do something to get closer to the place you want to be. Even minute actions grouped together can create momentum and build to more actions. Perhaps we didn't immediately realize that will get us closer to where we want to be. Do at least one thing every day. Embrace the things you can control. As Nietzsche suggests in Amor Fati, love your life. It's the only one you have. We do not have to spend time hating or regretting the things we have done in the past, or wishing we had done things differently. We can still overcome and accomplish things in life, but accept our life for what it is and what it will be. Love your life. It is your reality. Striving for the ideal self or ideal life can often have us living for an unappreciated life. and not being able to live life in the present. We can embrace what we can change and what we can control. As a minimum, we can make peace with life. We can break our dependency on the old, tired narratives that repeatedly pop into our minds, as well as reliving the past and stressing over the future. Since we cannot change the past nor control the future, becoming emotionally attached to these thoughts and replaying these scenarios in our mind over and over just bring pain and anguish. Why would we want to inflict this emotional pain on ourselves? It doesn't make any sense to spend time and energy to put stress upon ourselves when we could be spending our time positively. When we stop giving emotional and psychological energy to these negative thoughts, they will subside from our minds. They are there in our minds because we put them there with our attention and keep them there when we give energy to them by dwelling upon them. In contrast, giving energy to positive thoughts and productive actions that we can control will benefit us and remain in our minds. We can concentrate on these positive ideas and emotions, keeping these important thoughts in our minds by giving them energy and providing us with focus. We can let answers come to us by trusting our gut more often. Letting go and not trying too hard on forcing answers to come to us. Trying too hard may force matters, and this can manifest negatively through our actions. Overthinking situations and avoiding our instincts and flow can detract from what we are trying to accomplish. Much like an athlete concentrating on their moves and reactions, as opposed to being in the zone and following their natural and practiced talents in a game. Relying on the gut goes back to our primitive past, where the digestive system and nervous system relayed fight or flight information to our brain, bypassing any need to analyze dangerous situations. Heart rate elevation is another indicator from our primitive past. This link between body and brain has been shown to exist in studies but not fully understood. When we are in a dangerous situation that needs to be dealt with immediately, we often can't sit down with a pen and paper and map out pros and cons or spend time delving into logical thinking. Furthermore, on the topic of our primitive past, we are also hardwired to look for the negative or dangerous characteristics in any given situation. This can also be associated with the fight or flight response that kept mankind alive and developing in the past. So looking for positive and good characteristics, if possible, in any given situation, as opposed to automatically taking a pessimistic stance at every opportunity, can be helpful to our situation. Give ego a rest. We can let new ideas lead to creativity and inspiration. We can practice constant learning and improving ourselves without going to endless self-improvement classes or seminars or looking for just the right guru to lead us. Keeping balance in our lives prepares us for many circumstances ahead of time. When we have balance in our lives, any adversity that arises for us can be faced with a calm mind and steady resolve. If we are always in an unbalanced and frantic mental state, and a bump in the road hits us, we are often not prepared to properly face what might be a minor problem to overcome. Balance in life is the equalizer that limits extremism and the eccentricities some of us fall victim to. Whatever we are dwelling with at any one moment, we should strive to be calm and also be grateful for what we have already achieved and not get into a purely materialistic mindset. Comparing ourselves to others with higher status or position is not logical either. There are many variables in people's lives that we often don't see, and often the happy people we see are actually miserably smiling behind a mask for the world to see. People successfully balancing private and professional lives face stressors and obstacles just like everyone else. We don't need to worry about what others think about us. Surrounding ourselves with great people, or tribe, can provide balance to our lives. The popular quote, "You are most like the 5 people you hang out with the most," has shown to be true. We should be careful when asking for advice, though. Social media, for example. Develop a personal brand of yourself, because we can define who we are and give energy to that brand. We can stick to our principles in life, live by them, and align those values with our daily lifestyle. By choice, we can avoid the pressures of the past and the future by living and focus in the present moment. Often we may find ourselves not acknowledging what is happening around us at the present moment, because we are consumed about something that happened in the past or what may or may not happen in the future. We can miss out on what is actually happening right now in our life. Why would we do that? That is, in essence, checking out of our lives just without using a drink or substance to force it to happen. Personal goals and self-interest should take priority. If you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to be able to help or support others? And this can only be done when you are living in the present moment. Giving attention to others that attempt to manipulate us gives those people power over us. We can avoid other people's agendas and attempts to influence our actions. They may be maneuvering to better their own situation. We can concentrate on what is best for us instead. Before the voices of others started to speak and drowned out our inner intelligence, the voice that spoke to us was our own inner voice, which is the voice that tells us what things we like and tells us what we enjoy doing. Drinking and substances. Do we need to drink or take a drug to escape life? Are life's sensations too strong for us to absorb without taking a drink or drugs, or some other placebo to lessen its impact on us? Are we not going the right direction and have to compensate or escape life? We can ask ourselves, what can't I face in my life without the help of some aid or interface? What is missing or not right in my life? What is causing me to hide or run away from life? We can find the answers to these questions, change them or accept them, and move on to positive things that we can control. Wasting our lives by checking out of life and trying to escape it is just killing time, and that is not going to get us to where we want to be. If we feel we need to take a substance or drink to face the day, then we should examine what in our life is causing so much negativity and address that negativity. Stress is thought to be a motivator for some people, and in small doses we can see that that can be true, but to create high levels of stress upon ourselves on top of the regular stressors of life can be very damaging to our physical and psychological state. Junk food. Eating junk food, as the advertisements instruct us to do, buys into the Matrix lifestyle. and can also be a way to dull the senses, much like substances and drink do. When our bodies do not get the nutrition it needs to be healthy and active, our bodies can become weak and sick. Some closing remarks. Resist the trappings of the Matrix media on hot-button issues such as religion, politics, rights, duties, responsibilities, and so forth. Make your own determinations before joining a crusade for or against something. We can learn to become comfortable with ourselves in those times which we are alone. This is a great skill and will benefit us. Be happy. It is instantaneous. Don't work at becoming happy or acquire things to try and make yourself happy. Don't strive for some condition or destination in order to find happiness. Be happy. It is a state of mind that we can choose to experience right now, in the present moment. Happiness is not a destination or conclusion. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Let yourself off the hook. Whatever discipline or practice you may follow, avoiding the Matrix lifestyle is probably a part of it. For instance, both Taoism and Stoicism also stray away from the Matrix lifestyle. This should hold true for most practices and religions. The last word, truth. There is only one truth, and that is the truth. People may state that they are telling you the truth, and any subject can have a truth label upon it, but that does not make it truth. There is only one truth, and that is simply the truth.